How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Crafting Cars. So today I'm back from a long vacation and we are going to be working on our 97 Honda Civic project car again, getting closer to the new look I'm going for, which is a replica of the Need for Speed 2005 Most Wanted hero car, which is that BMW M3 GTR wide body with the cool livery on there. So today's focus is going to be the wide body kit. In the background for this past couple months I've been gone. I've been doing a lot of work on the car, getting these flares done. I finally have a process that ends up with a nice, functional, stylish, and very fitting flare on the Civic. And I think I got it down enough where I can finally make a video and show you guys how I do it. Maybe to inspire your build if you want to do something wide body or, just for your viewing pleasure. So yeah, I cannot wait to show you guys. In the meantime, we've been busy. So I went on that vacation down in Florida. I spent about 9 days down there with my grandparents. That was awesome. So shout out to them for letting me stay. I got a girlfriend now, so that's been huge. Gideon's been putting out content in the meantime on his STI and his BRZ. So if you're into Subarus and that kind of stuff, be sure to check out those videos on the channel as well. But yeah, let's dive into today's project. So like I said, we're doing some wide body stuff. I got 3 flares done on the car, or pretty close to done. I got a little more body work to make them look perfect. But you can kind of see the design I'm going for here. A little bit more functional, a lot more coverage of that wheel to protect from, flinging rocks everywhere with the sticky tires. And yeah, flows really nice with the body lines of the car. And it's a pretty simple process. So yeah, it should be a pretty short and sweet video. I'm filming this all in one day, so it really ain't that bad. So these flares are gonna be FRP, which is fiberglass reinforced plastic design, which is the same thing that my bumper is made out of. We're gonna be using these universal fender flares as kind of a guide to get us a nice shape for our flares, and then gonna be laying fiberglass over the top of it. Now, any monkey can go out, buy a set of universal fender flares and sheet metal screw them to their car, call it a wide body and be done with it. But we want our stuff to flow real nice. I want that hidden hardware look, and we want this body kit to look real nice, just like the one from Need for Speed. So if I were to go ahead and hold this thing up to the car, looks pretty tight. But as you can see, it's not a perfect fit. This thing is universal. So, it doesn't sit flush with the body of the car. You got a gap there. It's not really the right length or anything like that, but we'll be making all those adjustments and making sure it fits real nice. So since this is plastic and we want fiberglass to stick to it, we're gonna have to rough it up a little bit. A lot of people say just use some 40 grit sandpaper, but I find it easier to chew it up with just an angle grinder with a flappy disc on it. So we go ahead and hit this all with the flappy wheel, and I don't need this top lip here, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut that off as well. So now we're gonna go ahead and attach the flare to the body of the car. Just with some little baby screws for now. And I got a heat gun with me as well, just in case I have to kind of warp or bend the flare to get it fitting nice and true to the body of the car and nice and true with the tire here. So yeah, just kind of eyeballing it actually. So we'll see. Now we got the flare mocked up on the car. All our little screws are in. I even went ahead and drew some little lines here where I want to make some cuts. I'm gonna apply some of this red tape here. This is real good stuff. Of course, I'll put links for everything in the description down below. We're gonna be applying this tape to the body of the car, so when it's time to lay the fiberglass, which is coming up pretty soon here, we won't have any problem with the resin or the glass sticking to the body of the car and damaging our paint. couple things before we start laying our glass. Make sure you have everything masked off because that resin likes to go everywhere. I have my fiberglass patches already ready to go. I I had them staged up on the flare so I know where each of those pieces is going to go. I like to rip them off with nice soft edges, not cut them with the scissors with hard edges like that. Having the soft edges allows them to kind of blend together a lot better, and it'll really smooth out the transition from the flare onto the body of the car. As far as mixing the resin, Bondo recommends 10 drops of the hardener to every 1 ounce of resin. Now that's in 75-degree temperature and allows 7 to 12 minutes of working time. It's about 90 degrees in my garage, and I'd like 15 to 20 minutes of working time. So I'm gonna mix it 4 ounces of resin. I'll do 25 drops of hardener, and then we'll do a couple drops of this black resin dye I just found. I use this on some past projects and I really like using it, and that'll give us a closer look at what the finished product will look like, since these flares are going to be black in the final edition here. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do this all in one take, so let's get started. All right guys, so it's been a couple hours, and I tell you what, we are rock hard right now. Now you'll notice that I didn't cover up these screws with any resin. That's because I plan on taking those out. So we're gonna take out those screws. I like to take a little bit of this putty here, a little air dry clay, and squish it in the holes. Not only will that kind of smooth out the surface for when we lay another layer of fiberglass on top, but it'll also plug up that little screw hole so when we're laying the resin, it doesn't leak down and get all over the car. Now a couple more hours have passed. These flares are nice and cured. Now we'll go ahead and remove that screw right there, that screw right there. I'll use my little Dremel with a little end mill bit on there, open them up a little bit, and then we'll slide in these M6 bolts. So my plan is to slide them in with some bigger holes. We'll use just a 1/4 inch drill bit to open up those holes a little bit. And then we'll lay some fiberglass over the top and put some nuts on the backside and wait for that to cure. That'll give us that kind of hidden hardware effect for a nice clean look. And the 2 bolts will act as kind of guide pins. So every time you take the flare on and off the car, you'll get it in the same spot every time. And it's just an additional fastener to help hold it nice and tight to the car. So we're all cured up yet again. I went ahead and took the little 10mm nuts off. Now we're gonna see if we can separate the flare from the body of the car. Hopefully it comes right off. Sweet. You see our little studs there? So now I'll probably take the rest of the tape off the car. Wipe all the garbage off the paint. Give this a little bit of a trim. And then we'll reinstall it and see what it looks like. get a load of that. Got it mocked up just as the sun was going down here. And man, it is fitting good. Has much better fitment than our other fender flare designs. It is super tight to the car. Of course, we're gonna be using a sealing gasket. And of course, we still gotta do a lot of body work to these to make them look nice and smooth. I picked up a couple different types of body filler. I've got this regular, just kind of all-in-one body filler, but I also have some short strand fiberglass filler we'll be messing with in our next upload. But yeah, check it out. Hopefully you guys like the new design. Originally, I was gonna avoid the kind of wheel arch, kind of like the standard flare design, for a more square-shaped design. I don't know if I still have that drawings. Oh yeah. Yeah, I was gonna go for more kind of a trapezoid-shaped design. I thought it flowed nicer with the straight lines on the car. However, with the Need for Speed Most Wanted livery, that arch ties in perfectly with the stripes on the livery. So yeah, ended up going with this design as our final mock-up. Man, I'm stoked on that. We'll have the nuts holding those studs and kind of sucking this right nice and tight up against the car. Of course, we're still gonna make that cut there. And then along the top ridge here, we'll have the gasket, but then I'll also use the Automotive 3M double-sided adhesive tape to get it nice and stuck. And good morning. Fast forward about 9 hours. I just got done with work. I'm getting ready to edit the video for you guys and post it up today. Happy Tuesday. Now, yeah, the next couple weeks I'm gonna be working on this kit, trying to get it perfected, making sure it's shaped right, and so we can move on to the vinyl and the paint and everything else that, you know, will get us closer to that most wanted replica car. So I'll keep you guys posted. You can always stay up to date on Instagram at afton.voigt.ej8. I'll talk to Gideon, see what he's up to for content. And yeah, I'd love to know what you guys think about the build so far, kind of where it's all going and everything. Don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. We like to read them and reply to you guys. Yeah, as always, thank you guys for tuning in to Crafting Cars, and I will see you next time. Bye.